A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a powerful display of dissent, citizens across the United States took to the streets this past Saturday to voice their opposition to President Donald Trump's administration. The protests, which occurred in cities large and small, were fueled by widespread discontent over mass deportations, government cuts, and perceived threats to civil liberties. From the bustling streets of Midtown Manhattan to the iconic White House, demonstrators rallied under a common banner of resistance against what they view as encroachments on democratic ideals. Among the notable gatherings was a reenactment of the battles of Lexington and Concord in Massachusetts, commemorating the 250th anniversary of the Revolutionary War. Thomas Basford, an 80-year-old retired Mason from Maine, stood among the crowd with his family, emphasizing the importance of teaching younger generations about the nation's founding principles. "This is a very perilous time in America for liberty," Basford stated. "I wanted the boys to learn about the origins of this country and that sometimes we have to fight for freedom." In Denver, hundreds gathered at the Colorado state capitol, waving banners in solidarity with immigrants and demanding that the Trump administration hands off. Many protesters displayed U.S. flags, some turned upside down as a sign of distress. Meanwhile, in Portland, Oregon, thousands marched through downtown, while in San Francisco, a group of demonstrators spelled out "Impeach and Remove" on the beach, further underscoring their discontent. The protests were part of a larger movement known as 50501, which aimed to unify voices from all 50 states in response to Trump's policies. This initiative coincided with the anniversary of the Revolutionary War, symbolizing a renewed fight for freedom and justice. Protesters expressed a range of grievances, including calls for the return of Kilmar Abrego Garcia, a Salvadoran citizen who was mistakenly deported. Political activism appears to be on the rise in the United States, with the hands-off demonstrations earlier this month drawing tens of thousands of participants nationwide. Recent polling from Gallup indicates that while 45% of voters approve of Trump's performance in the first quarter of his current term, this figure remains significantly lower than the historical average for first-term presidents. The protests also highlighted specific actions taken by Trump's administration, including initiatives by the Department of Government Efficiency aimed at cutting federal jobs and reducing spending. Gehad Elgendi, a protester at the White House, voiced his concerns regarding the deportation of Garcia, asserting that Trump has the power to influence El Salvador to facilitate his return. Despite the passionate nature of the protests, they were largely peaceful. However, tensions did flare in some instances, such as when Representative Suhas Subramaniam shared a video of an individual with a Trump sign confronting him aggressively. Many demonstrators carried signs proclaiming "No Kings," a poignant reference to the anniversary of the American Revolution against British rule. As the protests unfolded, it became evident that citizens are increasingly willing to take a stand against policies they believe undermine their rights and freedoms. Whether through marches, rallies, or community service events, the message was clear: the fight for justice and equality continues, and Americans are ready to raise their voices in unison to demand change. The events of Saturday serve as a reminder of the enduring spirit of activism in the United States, as citizens from diverse backgrounds come together to advocate for a more just and equitable society. With the political landscape continually evolving, it remains to be seen how these protests will impact the future of the Trump administration and the broader discourse surrounding civil rights and liberties in America. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.